Hello, welcome to Dan's IT Network. Well, on my last video is we're able to configure the IP version 6 address on the router 2 and the router 3. Okay, and it's good to go. However, is when I tried to review all of the IP addresses on to all of the devices, all right, the routers are good. Okay, but then I discovered that we failed to register the IP version 6 address on this PC. Okay, well, I'll open up this PC and then I'll go to IP configuration. So as you see is um, I was not able to configure one in here. Okay, so let's register the IPv6 address then. Okay, so this PC is on the network 2 and it should get the second host. Okay, so this is the network 2 and this is the second host. I'm just going to copy it to make it fast. Okay, and then I'll click this PC IP configuration and I'll paste the IP address, and there should be a /64, and then the default gateway should be the FE80 colon 1 since it's connected to the router 1. Okay, and I'll close this. And now, all right, our third goal is to enable the RIP, okay, to this router 1, router 2, and router 3, so that this PC would be able to communicate to this PC, and they can communicate to the network 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and we will not activate the RIP on this router, okay, on this network 1. We'll do a different protocol on this ISP then. Okay, so let's enable the RIP then on the router 1, 2, and 3, so that's this PC, okay, would be able then to communicate to each other. All right, I'll click this router 1 and then I'll go to the command line interface, and then I'll hit enter to get started. Type enable to go to the privilege mode, and COMT to go to the global config mode. Okay, and actually activating the RIP on the IP version 6 is quite different, right? If we will compare it to the IP version 4. Well, in IP version 6 is to activate the RIP, we need to enable it to each interface of the router. Okay, so we need to enable it on this interface. Okay, on this interface. All right, but we will not gonna enable this on this one because, as I mentioned, is this will not participate with RIP. Okay, and on this router we'll enable this three ports, right, for the RIP, and this router this two ports. Okay, let's do that. I'll go back again to the router 1 and I'll go to the gigabit 0/1 first. Okay, so interface gigabit 0/0/0. Okay, yeah, 0/0. All right, and then I just need to input this command IPv6 space RIP. Okay, and then space. Let's type question mark in here so we can put any um, string that we want. Well, I can put just RIP1. Okay, just to make it simple. Okay, and then space. I'll hit question mark. All right, and then we have two options, so we need to enable. Okay, so I'll type enable. All right, and the RIP is enabled on the interface gigabit 0/0. So let's go onto the gigabit 0/1 and let's do the same. Okay, it's enabled, and let's save the configuration, and I'll close this, and let's move onto this router, and let's enable them on this gigabit 0/1, 0/2, and this is the gigabit 0/0, of course. I'll click this router and command line interface, hit enter, and then type enable to go to the privilege mode, then COMT to go to the global config mode, and then interface gigabit 0/0. Okay, and then IPv6 RIP, and then space RIP1, okay, to make it easy, and then enable. Okay, and let me go on to the gigabit 0/1. So we need to do the same thing. We need to enable the RIP, Okay, and let's go onto the gigabit 0/2. Let's enable again the RIP. Okay, and the RIP is working now on this three interfaces. Okay, the one, two, and three. Okay, and let's save the configuration by typing do right space right. I'll close this, and I'll move on to the last router, which is router number three. Okay, I'll go to CLI, hit enter to get started, enable to go to the privilege mode, and CompT to go to the global config mode, and I need to go to the interface gigabit 0/0. Okay, because as you see in here, so this is the 0, and we also need to do it on the 0/1. It's the same command, right? Okay, and then IPv6, okay, since it's a version 6, and then RIP, okay, and then space RIP1 to make it easy, and then enable. Okay, let's go. All right, and I'm gonna do it as well on the 0/1. It's the same command. Okay, and then let's save the configuration. All right, and now that the RIP is running on all of the interfaces of the routers, all right, then definitely if that's the case, this PC should be able to ping this PC then, all right? And before we do that, let's try to view the routing table on this router, okay? So this time, uh, we'll type here, let's just press the Control C first, all right? And then I'll type here show IP version 6, okay? Since we're using a version 6, and then route, okay? Now, let's see. Okay, I'll hit the space, okay, to get rid of the more to see the other information below. All right, so as you can see in here, this is the RIP, okay? So RIP says in here that this is the network 4, okay? So 4, all right, and then on this side it has the network 5, all right, and this one 6, so it can actually see the network 4, 5, and 6 using the RIP, okay? And as you can see is it's going out on the interface gigabit 0/0 in here. This is on the 0/0 and 0/0. Okay, so let's see the let's see again the 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we are on this router 1. So this is the 4, this is the 5, and this is the 6. So definitely this router can see this 3 network even if it's not connected on its interface because the RIP is enabled, right? Okay, and let me go back to the routing table. Sorry, yep, routing table. Okay, all right, and as you see in here, this C is connected, so meaning they are connected on the interface. All right, we have this three, as you see here, the three network, the two network, and the one network. Okay, so it is connected on the interface. That is why the router can see it. Okay, and C stands for connected, and this local, this is, it means that, like for example in here on the serial 0/3/0, okay, the IP address that is registered in here is this one, okay, the network one and then the host two, all right, okay, and let me close this. So let me try to open this router two since it has 3 ports, okay, connected. All right, let's see, and Control C, and then show IPv6 route. Okay, and let's see this space. Okay, and let's see the RIP. So this is the first RIP, so it can see the 2 network. Okay, and where are the others? Okay, and then this R, it can see the 6 network. Okay, so in here, all right, since these 3 ports are connected, all right, so it can actually see this 6 network and a 2 network even if it's not connected on the interface, right? Okay, and as you see in here, that's the other 3 ports are just directly connected. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's try though. Let's try to ping from this PC to this PC. Okay, I'll click this PC. Well, before that, let me just copy the IP address, the version 6 address on this one. I'll copy it so that I can ping it from the other PC. Okay, so I'll ping it, type here ping, and then I'll paste the IP version 6 address, and boom, okay, it's pinging because they're playing with the RIP. All right, and let's try this PC2. Okay, command prompt, and then ping, and then base, and it's pinging. Okay? So definitely the RIP is working onto this three routers.